Yeah, we're in a really bizarre world whereby, today you lend to the German government for 10 years, you hold the bonds to maturity, and you get hit with a negative return, which is quite bizarre. We've never really seen anything, we haven't ever seen anything like this in history. We did have as much as $17 trillion in negative yielding bonds, and in recent weeks it's more like about somewhere $11.5 to $12 trillion still of negative yielding bonds. I think we're going to see this phenomenon with us actually for quite some time. It doesn't look like we're going to have a recession soon, but nevertheless it feels like all the stars are being aligned for some sort of recession to happen over the kind of, not necessarily the short term, but over the medium term. So in about a year or so, I think there's a real risk that we do slip into some sort of recession. And a lot of the slowdown is actually coming from the sharp slowdown in economic activity from China, which has filtered through to Europe and then gradually is reaching the shores of America as well. Never. It's so over the last 10 years, there's been multiple trillions of QE. There's been over 700 rate cuts. And still central banks aren't happy. And the reason they're not happy is because the central banks in the developed world, they have an inflation target. And whether it's the ECB or the Federal Reserve, they keep on missing their inflation target, and by quite a bit actually on average, over the last decade or so. So, and in addition to this, the market has become so reliant on ongoing intervention by central banks. Investors are really in that mindset where they believe the Federal Reserve or the ECB has their back.